So this is essentially a straight arm lock, but what we're going to do is we're going to call this side control. What we're going to do is we're going to call this something along the lines of, because when you say straight arm lock, everybody likes knows that, you know, some competition, you can call it the Davila. Okay, and we're not even going to say the Davila arm lock because that's like too many words. But go for the Davila! You know, it's side control, you're going to get a straight arm lock. Okay, so I get here, I want to pass this guard, let's say, and I get in that little wedgy space there called side control, which is fine, right? So what happens when you have side control here, oftentimes, okay, you're controlling the crossface here. You're making sure that, you know, this arm doesn't get in front of you because he wants to put that frame in front of you and you kind of keep it out. So what happens here is that his arm is kind of compromised, and oftentimes they bring it down towards the elbow right here, yeah, and he kind of wants to pinch it. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to kind of shift my base so that my leg is up, and I'm going to start arching away here. I'm going to frame his head right here, and what I want to do is I want to step over his head, and I want to attack this arm here. So I'm going to do the old school telephone, right? So my shoulder and ear shrugs. I don't want to turn my head. I'm going to just shrug it, and I want to hip into it, and I'm going to pull his arm straight, okay? What happens here is that it gets caught, similar to what we did from the closed guard, and when you have that head arm trap right here, you have this arm lock, and you need to make sure that you keep it trapped so that you frame it. So the way that you set it up is that you have side control here, and you want your right knee to be towards against his right hip so he doesn't kind of recover. The problem is that you don't want this arm to come in as a frame, because if your head's up and it comes in as a frame, that's no good. But here what you can do is you can begin to just attack it right here, front key lock, and then he'll bring it up over, and then you get right here, and you kind of turn them on their side here, and you chop that arm. Make this thing alive a little bit, yeah, right here, okay? So that we're here, and then your hand, gable grip right about just above the elbow here, and I want to extend it so that it breaks, okay? I want to drive my head down so that it's straight, yeah. Because what's going to happen is that he's going to be rotating his arm. You know, if he rotates it that way, it's fine. I can still kind of finish it. If he begins to rotate it, his thumb to the left, keep rotating, and he'll pull it out at the key lock. Into here. Philip's been driving for a long time, so he's, you know, left some jiu-jitsu on the road. Okay, so you're here, you have your control here, and I'm gonna start using my hip pressure here, and I'm gonna catch this arm here. I'm gonna start leaning back, frame that head, right knee comes to his arm here, and I'm gonna step over here, right here, as I begin to catch this here. What I meant by rolling it, you're gonna roll it this way.
Yeah, I was trying that.
Not to pull it out, but you're gonna move it out this way. Yeah, because you're not gonna pull it out. There's no space for the elbow. So that here, you have the key lock right here, and then you can finish it. But what's nice about this is that if I don't want him to pull it out, I keep driving my head down because he can't pull it out, and I can keep straightening it and lifting it. Okay, the key is to have the ability to use this foot and to push yourself back so I can lift them up. If I want him to pull it out, and he goes right into the key lock right here, you can finish it nicely here, or you can begin to finish it here, or here, or here. All right?
Yes, sir. Are you using the back of your shin to push your step ass in?
Yeah, well,
Once you step over?
I mean, I'm pulling his head, because in all reality, I want to turn him a little bit to the side, because I kind of need that to be able to access that arm. Otherwise, it's like I don't want to go too far over that way, because his hand sometimes can roll me over, especially with big guys. So as we're here, see, here's the thing with side control. You have side control. The second I need to submit, I gotta, you know, open my hands up. So in all reality, unless you really wanted to control them and drive your shoulder in their face, you know, you don't need to kind of close your hand, clap your hands together or get the gable grip right here. So as I'm here, I'm gonna, my head back, my right knee, and we'll do it from another angle, goes to his. I'm here, I frame his head, step over here, and I'm pulling my heel into my right knee. as I go here, and I want to twist here, pull, and dip my head so that I apply pressure, because I can feel his thumb is pointed kind of towards the mat, towards the TV. And notice how I'm rolling it right here, and I'm dipping my head so that now I can drop my head forward and I can pull his elbow. This hand, the left one, is pulling the right one, and you're rolling it here and you're trapping it. He can't really get his arm out. He can't pull it, he can't do anything. And Mike did a great job finishing it, except he finished it a bit higher. So once I showed him this, he's gonna start doing it this way, because it's a very powerful way to do it. If I begin to let him out right here, there he goes right in the key lock here, and I can torque it right here. If he begins to straighten it to save it, go right back to it and finish it this way, okay? So let's go ahead, Kate Steve. So here, 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 and then I'm gonna bring you here as I frame the head here, and I want to step here. So I'm pulling in with the heel, and then my knee is driving into my heel. So my right knee, my left heel are pinching his head as I'm here, and as I begin to lift the elbow and drive forward, okay? I want to make sure he doesn't take me over and kind of roll me, because, yeah, right here. And the more I pull him up, yeah, and this works no gi as well. It's a really excellent way to set it up from side control. And what I would prefer you guys do, you know, in no gi, you kind of want this right here, and then you see where that arm is going. If they get in front of your face, you have to frame. You want to drive it up this way here, and you want to begin to attack it. They'll rotate it out and move it, and then you get right here. So you turn him on their side, and he can't really go anywhere. Even if he scoots his hip out, still his arm is stuck. And you can get it on that elbow to where you're like, you can feel rolling it right here. So as you roll it, sometimes you'll feel that he's rotating his thumb towards the ceiling. You do that, yeah, right here, and then you make sure that as he rotates it and he pulls his arm out, it goes right into a key lock right here. Okay, and it goes right back to your arm, and then you pull it. Okay, so try that, guys. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Everybody is attacking their partner's left arm, which means that you are